we pulled the seals out this morning. That one, and then the crankshaft one. So that we can get the new seals. Now I just gotta finish taking this off so I can figure out how to drill those out, or weld on them if they're far enough out and put a nut on them, back them out like that, whichever way. But I gotta take this bracket off because the 2 bolts down here, they're stuck. I can't back them out enough because it hits this. When it's all fine, I got that bolt off, I got that bolt off, I got this one off. Then they got this one. I don't know if it's still factory or someone else did it. But talk about stupid. I mean, I understand why it's not this way once I pull this one out, because it hits here. You can only get it on when you have it off, but it's not a big deal. Just put it on before you shove it on, and you have all this room. But this bolt, you can't pull out because you're behind the steer pump. It's right there. And I ain't pulling that thing off. Hell no. So we're gonna cut it off, and we're gonna put a new one in this way, because I ain't dealing with that crap. That's way too much work. So torches are coming out. We're gonna cut it off. We'll put a new one in later. I ain't got time to deal with pulling that pump off. What I did before I cut it off, because I just torched it off, torched it right off, I made sure the whole bolt spun, so I put a wrench on the back and I made sure that it all spin. Now that I cut it, I'm driving this in because it's not spinning just with the nut, but at least I know it spins because I shoved the bolt through. And that'll give me a little bit of space when I back it off to shove a bar in there, pull it out, and then I can either put a bar or stick something behind it, like a bar, and pull it out. Or a vice grip, whatever works. Got these bottom bolts off. These ones right here that hold this. The bottom oil pan on this front section. That also holds part of this cover on. I'm gonna pull that off now. Just we're gonna see how it comes off, or how well. Maybe it'll just pop off. I doubt it. She is not having it today. Where's a hammer? Hammer. Right. There's one thing that really helps with this whole project. That's if you take off the hidden bolt. Didn't see that one. That'll do it. There. Still is not having it. Oh, it's going. There we go. We're getting some gains. There we go. There. Skadoosh. That's been off before. But yeah, I had to move this plate back because I think you could see that I was hitting this while I already had that slid back to max. But yeah, when I just back that up, this doesn't really come out because I hit bolts there and I have to take those out. I'd have to take those out too, but I was able to slide it back like 2 inches, and that was just enough to squeeze that panel off. Now, this bolt is snapped. That'll be easy. We'll weld a nut on that. That one's gonna suck. One of these over here isn't snapped. I just gotta look at it. That one's gonna suck over here. Maybe that one we can weld a bolt on because it is flush. That one's flush. I don't know. If they're flush enough or sticking out a little, we can weld a nut on. Otherwise, we have to drill it, and that's when it sucks. But as long as nothing falls in the oil pan, we'll be good, and whatever it does, we're gonna have to do an oil change anyways after this, but it is what it is. I just cleaned this all off. I realize I'm pretty dumb. That's just a dowel, but there's so many snap bolts here. For some reason, I thought it was a snap bolt, but that's just to hold the cover on. And then I was taking a screwdriver, trying to clean out these right here. And then I realized that when I touch it, it moves. At least 2 of them have so far. So maybe I can just work them out. Ooh, that one's coming. Oh, that's one less. That right there. Even if I don't get them all like this, everyone that does come, wish you could see it better. The light is kind of, gosh, damn it. Gonna show you that backing out. So I got it with the screwdriver a little, and that's one. That right there is nice. Look at that. That is what you want. Now, I did see that this one was also doing that, but it's deeper in there. So that one I don't think I'll be able to get out because I think some of the threads right here got a little messed up. Try on it more. I haven't tried any other ones, but I'm not going to record any more of those because that's the point. I'll just tell you how it comes along as I'm going. We got probably the best news of this entire shit show of a project. Every single bolt is loose enough to where I can get it out with a screwdriver. This one right here, that is that far in there, it snapped off with that little lip right there. And if that lip wasn't there, I wouldn't be able to get them off because the other ones right here, they all snap flush. Those were in, I just screwed them out a little bit. But they were just enough there to where I could get them on with the screwdriver. That one is finger loose. This one's finger loose. And then this one I still got to work on, but it's moving. I think you can see that. So I'll be able to get those out. That one wasn't snapped. Oh no, it was. I forgot, I pulled that one out first. That one's right here. That one's also snapped. But that one came out easy. I didn't even have to put a screwdriver. This one right here, I'm gonna show you working that little lip. I'll do it with one hand. So, we're right there. Let me just back it off. And then, the threads are a little rough right out here on the edge. But, because it snapped with that, I'm telling you, someone was looking out for this. That couldn't have went any nicer. Because the second you start drilling right here, you risk hitting a thread on drilling because maybe you're not all the way straight going in, and you never know how far. Sometimes you have to go deeper depending if your easy out don't work, because you got to get more threads on there. Plus, then you have shavings going straight into your oil pan. That is a big no-no. Yeah, it's just never fun. If you can weld a nut on, that's the best case scenario when you have to start dealing with it like that. But I'm telling you, this don't ever happen where you can just back it right off. Almost just dropped it in the oil pan. Got my little collection right here. I think I dropped 1 or 2 down on the ground. That is pretty freaking slick. That all 4 bolts are out Didn't have to use any drilling, no welding, nuts on, nothing. One was not snapped, but 7 of them were, so. It was pure luck. We gotta clean this all up too, but I mean, the big problem is now resolved. I ain't complaining, nope. That don't ever really happen. Christoph has returned from, he's been doing a lot of odds and ends throughout the day. All of us have. How's it going down here? He can't hear me.
I did this side.
Yeah. He's got, that's on the ground right there.
It blinded me.
That's fine. He's got this side all done. He had to torch the little back part off. But this half is done. He's taking off this first bracket because it ends right.
It ends farther.
Oh, this side ends farther. Right here.
Full past it.
There's a thing right there. That's not a crack. That's just the paint. Okay. But yeah, ends right there. The other side ended sooner.
Yeah, it did.
Well, that sucks. Anyways, once he gets that done, we'll pick it up and drive the truck ahead again and whoop-de-doo.
Alright.
Look at him, he's really...
Not in the mood.
He's really slouching on the job. He's not getting anything done on that because he keeps getting other projects. He had to put new belts on this. The belts went. So we did the AC and the main one. But that's all done. He's zip tying some wires out of the way so they don't hit the fan that are in the front for the temp sensing. And then that's done because you got to take the fan off to get the belts in. And this is now on an official standstill. I went and got new bolts. That's what that shiny one is. And then I got a new tap and I tapped the hole and I made sure they're all good. Everything else pretty much on this, now we have to wait for parts. We got them all coming. We ordered them all. That'll be sitting for a couple days now. So pretty much this is what we'll get done now. That's gonna come out. And that's how this is going. Almost done?
Almost. I got one more.